Most men live under a silent pressure they never consciously chose. It follows them into their decisions, their relationships, their ambitions, and even their failures. It whispers to them constantly, asking the same dangerous question over and over again. What will they think? This question shapes lives more than talent, more than intelligence, and more than opportunity. And yet, it is built on an illusion. At some point in life, usually after enough disappointment, rejection, or exhaustion, a man stumbles upon a truth that changes everything. It does not arrive gently. It arrives like cold air in the lungs. The truth is simple, uncomfortable, and liberating all at once. No one truly cares about your struggles, your failures, or even your victories as much as you think they do. At first, this realization feels heavy. It feels lonely. The ego resists it because the ego wants to be the center of the story. It wants witnesses, it wants applause, it wants validation. But Stoic philosophy teaches something far more powerful than comfort. It teaches clarity. And clarity begins when illusion collapses. Marcus Aurelius, writing to himself in the quiet hours of Roman nights, warned against this exact trap. He reminded himself that most people are absorbed entirely in their own lives, their own fears, and their own survival. They are not tracking your progress, they are not analyzing your mistakes. They are too busy managing their own chaos. When you finally understand this, the burden you've been carrying loosens its grip. This is not a message of nihilism, it is a message of freedom. Because once you accept that the world is not watching you as closely as you imagined, you stop performing. You stop curating your life for approval. You stop delaying your growth out of fear of judgment. And in that moment, your life becomes your own. Stoicism does not promise happiness through external success. It promises peace through internal alignment. The Stoics understood something modern men are rarely taught. Dependence on approval is a form of slavery. When your sense of worth rises and falls based on opinions you cannot control, you are not free. You are managed by invisible hands. Epictetus, once a slave himself, understood freedom better than most kings. He taught that if you wish to be invincible, you must remove your emotional dependence on what others think. Not because opinions do not exist, but because they do not belong to you. And anything that does not belong to you should not be allowed to command your inner world. Most men mistake awareness for attention. They believe people are constantly watching, judging, comparing, and evaluating them. In reality, most people are trapped inside their own minds, replaying their own mistakes, worrying about their own future, and struggling with their own insecurities. Your failures are background noise in their story. Your victories are temporary interruptions. This is not cruelty, it is human nature. Once this truth settles in, a strange shift begins. The anxiety that once accompanied every decision starts to weaken. You speak more honestly. You act more decisively. You move through the world with less urgency to impress and more commitment to purpose. You stop asking for permission to exist as you are. This is where emotional detachment begins. Not detachment from life, but detachment from illusion. Stoicism never teaches men to suppress emotion or become cold. It teaches them to place emotions in their proper role. Emotions are signals, not commanders. When approval becomes a necessity, emotion becomes a tyrant. When approval becomes irrelevant, emotion becomes information. Seneca warned that much of human suffering is self-inflicted, not because pain is imaginary, but because interpretation multiplies it. A single rejection becomes a verdict on self-worth. A moment of criticism becomes a permanent label. A failure becomes an identity. Stoicism interrupts this cycle by asking a simple question: is this within my control? The opinions of others are not. Their reactions are not. Their judgments are not. When you build your life around things you cannot control, instability becomes inevitable. But when you anchor yourself to discipline, effort, and character, stability follows naturally. The realization that no one cares as much as you think does not shrink your life, it expands it. Because now you are free to work in silence, free to improve without applause, free to fail without humiliation, free to succeed without needing validation. The Stoics believed that the highest form of strength is self-governance, and self-governance begins the moment you stop outsourcing your worth. Most men chase confidence without understanding where it comes from. Confidence is not loud, it is not aggressive, it does not announce itself. True confidence is quiet because it does not need confirmation. It is built through repeated promises kept to oneself, through discipline practiced when no one is watching, through values upheld when compromise would be easier. When you no longer live for the crowd loses its power. Judgment becomes background noise. Rejection becomes redirection. Silence becomes space. And in that space, something rare forms: resilience. Not the brittle kind that breaks under pressure, but the grounded kind that endures. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that life is short, attention is limited, and time wasted on unnecessary concern is time stolen from purpose. He did not write for praise, he wrote to remember. And what he remembered, again and again, was this: you are responsible for your inner world, and nothing outside it deserves authority over it. This understanding marks the beginning of a new phase in a man's life, a phase where he stops seeking to be seen and starts seeking to be aligned. Aligned with his values, aligned with his principles, aligned with the man he respects when the room is empty. And once that alignment is achieved, the fear of judgment fades, because you no longer measure yourself by shifting standards, you measure yourself by your own code. This is only the beginning.